Welcome to Math 149. It's Introductory Data Analysis with Algebra Review. So it's a 4-credit course, and it covers all the same topics as Math 150, Introductory Data Analysis, but it has an extra credit hour for reviewing algebra. I'll say a little bit about statistics. By the way, my name is Clark Loveridge. You can call me Clark with no title. I'll say a little bit about statistics. Statistics, typically, you take a sample, and from that sample, you make a graph or compute a mean or some other statistics, and you use those as estimates for the population parameters. So, for example, if you want to predict who's going to win an election, you might sample 2,000 or 3,000 voters and see who they're going to ask them who they're going to vote for, and then use that to make predictions about how millions of voters are going to vote. Or if you're testing a new drug, you might test it on a few hundred patients, and you get a proportion, let's say 60% are cured using the new drug, and you want to compare it to the old drug. Maybe only 50% were cured by the old drug. But anyway, you use that as estimate for the percentage that would be cured in the population of millions. If you want to, let's say you want to buy some ads on television for your company. Maybe you have a product that you want to advertise, and so you want to know how many people are going to actually be watching the show to see your ad. So you might take a sample of a few thousand television viewers to see what show they're watching, and then that gives you an idea of how many people out of the population of millions of television voters would be watching that particular show. And that can affect the price that you're willing to pay for the advertising. If you think lots of people are going to see it, then maybe you would spend more money, be willing to spend more money on the ad. So anyway, those are some examples of how statistics can be used. Typically you have a sample from a larger population, and you use the data from the sample to make predictions about the larger population. I'm going to open up the course in Canvas. So let me let's see, I'm going to open up the course in Canvas here. I'll go into my computer and share my screen. Okay, so now I think you can see my screen. And when you register for the course, you can go to Canvas and see you'll see the list of courses that you are taking or have taken before, and you want to go to our course, which is Math 149, and click on that, and then you'll see on the sidebar, you see some options here, the home page. Right now I have the home page set for the modules, but there's on the sidebar here, there's the syllabus, the CCP syllabus, modules, files, grades, people, Zoom, announcements. So you can click on those right now in the course modules, and basically each week there's a weekly module, and it gives you an overview of what we're doing for that week, and some learning goals, some links to videos. These particular videos for week 1, we have a statistical terms, a video on statistical terms, and also measures of center and proportion. Measures of center would include mean, median, and mode, which you might be familiar with, and a video on how to compute what you need for an A. and then week two, if we go to the week two module, that's September 7 to 13. Again, we have the same idea. We have an overview. And you have links to homework assignments also in the module. So each week there'll be one or two, usually two homework assignments. There's also weekly threaded discussions. So the discussions are worth 5 points. Each discussion is worth 5 points. Each homework assignment is worth 3 points. And then in week five, we get to, you'll see we have an exam, our first exam in week five. That would be the week of September 28th to October 4th. And then we'll have another exam in week 10. That's the week of November 2 to 8. And then the final exam, that's in week 15. On the sidebar here, if you click on the syllabus, it gives a little bit about the history of statistics. I encourage you to post your avatar, a picture of yourself um, in Canvas. It helps me to learn names. You also get an extra credit point if you post your picture. Information here about office hours, contacting the instructor, a textbook. You don't really have to buy a hard copy of the text. What you need to buy is access to the online version of the text, and that will give you. You'll need that to access the homework and homework assignments, and so the so we're using biostatistics for biological and health sciences by the third edition by Triola, and Roy. But again, you don't actually have to buy the physical text. You just need to buy access to MyLab for the course. And so if you're and the access, you can use your bookstore money if you're using. If you have bookstore credit, you can use that at the bookstore to buy the access code. If you're paying with a credit card, it might be cheaper to buy it directly from the publisher. But in either case, you need to click on this link here. That'll take you to the page where to sign up to register with the online homework for this course. And if if you don't use that link, you can also just go to Pearson.com, and then you have to be able to enter the course ID, which is Loveridge 83548. And this is listed in the syllabus here, so in case you don't remember. But if you just click on the link, or if you copy and paste the link, then you don't have to know the course ID. I recommend a two-variable calculator such as the TI-30X, and maybe I'll stop my screen share for a minute here. So this is what it looks like, TI-30X with the Roman numeral 2, not the plain TI-30X, but the one with Roman numeral 2. Without the Roman numeral 2, it'll do one variable statistics, but in the middle part of the course, we're going to be doing two variable statistics. So we need the two variable statistical calculator. And let's go back to screen share again. Okay. And yeah, weekly discussions on Canvas. Let's see, tutoring. We have the Learning Lab. And I'm not sure if they're still continuing they used to subscribe to after hours to tutor.com, but I'm not sure if they still subscribe to that. That started during the pandemic. They started CCP started subscribing to tutor.com, but you can try that link. But otherwise, you can go to CCP portal and click on the access to tutoring that way. Um, so grading, each assignment or test will be assigned a point value. Um, so the unit exams, we'll have 2 unit exams that are 100 points each. The final exam is, I count it 2 different ways. It's either 150 points, which would be 30% of your grade, or 900 points, which would be 72% of your grade. So I'll do whichever, I'll count whichever way works to your advantage, whichever one will give you the higher grade. Um, so if you do better on the final than you did before the final, then it would be to your advantage to weight the final more. That would be 72% of your grade. If you do better before the final than you did on the final, if you come down on the final, that'd be to your advantage to weight the final 30% of your grade, which is not as much. Um, so yeah, this course, we have the regular learning outcomes for Math 149. Start with number 4 here. Graph a set of one variable data, identify symmetry, skewness, number of clusters and outliers. 5, make a scatter plot of 2 variable data and use it to describe linear correlation between 2 variables. 6, compute and interpret 1 variable and 2 variable descriptive statistics, including mean, median, mode, range, interquartile range, standard deviation, variance, correlation, slope, and intercept. And 7, use small data sets provided to set up and test hypotheses about a population proportion using binomial probabilities. 8, algebraically manipulate statistical formulas to drive other statistical formulas. So some of that language you may or may not be familiar with, but we'll go over that. That's what the course is going to cover. There's some, so those are the regular Math 150 learning outcomes. We have some additional outcomes for our extra credit hour here to sort of bring you up to speed. So that's under the co-requisite learning outcomes 1, 2, and 3. Number 1, use a number line or other methods to compare decimals. 2, convert between fractions, decimals, and percents and solve percent word problems. 3, evaluate algebraic expressions. So we have those additional learning objectives. Okay, so that's pretty much it. So so basically, if you the syllabus and the modules will tell you what you need to know. There's some other links here on, there's files, the grades, people in the course. If you click on files, where it says transcripts, those are lecture notes. So in case you um, in case you want to sort of actually the yeah, these lecture notes I make available for whether you're taking online or in person. For the online people especially, I think the transcripts are going to be helpful. These are lecture notes. Be helpful to, and they're labeled by the week. So where it says WK1, that's week 1. So I have several here for week 1, and then week goes to week 2, and so forth. The same material is covered in the videos and the modules, but if you want to sort of take it at your own pace, you can. Some people find it easier to look at the notes, the written notes, and we also have a folder here for student submissions. These are most of these are applications of that students have submitted to me that they found on the internet, applications of statistics. Um, so, for example, if you click on correlation, and so this is the student. This is one that this was submitted by a student here. So examples of graphs of that were submitted by students. Okay, so anyway, so let's close this out. Um, and there's a link here to formulas and tables where it says formulas. Those are some of the formulas that we'll be going over uh, in the course. So starting out with the mean, weighted mean. We have a proof of here. This is we'll be working with this later in the course. It's this is the bell curve, and these are probabilities of certain numbers on the bell curve, but we'll be working with those later. And okay, so that pretty much covers basically the introduction. So if you go into Canvas and click on the syllabus, it will uh, and or the course modules. Between the syllabus and the course modules, it'll probably give you the information you need to know, and you can also contact me if you have questions um, about the course. And that concludes this presentation.